The monitor lizard is already climbing toward the nest. Dry leaves slide beneath its claws as it pushes through the forest floor, following a scent buried beneath a mound of vegetation. Inside are dozens of King Cobra eggs. Above them, the female rises. Her body lifts from the leaf litter. Her hood spreads. The monitor stops, but only for a moment. She surges forward. The lizard jerks backward as the cobra strikes into the space where its head had been. No bite lands. It circles instead, searching for another way into the mound. The female turns with it. For weeks she has remained close to this nest. Now something strong enough to tear it apart has found her. And the eggs cannot move. Months earlier, this female was traveling alone through the forest. King cobras spend much of their lives searching for other snakes, the prey that dominates their diet. She moves with her head slightly raised, testing the air with a flicking tongue. Every sample carries chemical information to a sensory organ inside her mouth. Something has passed through here recently. She follows. The trail leads through bamboo and damp leaves until movement breaks the pattern ahead. A rat snake. The cobra does not explode forward immediately. She closes the distance carefully while the other snake begins to retreat. Then the chase starts. The rat snake slips beneath roots and twists through vegetation, but the king cobra follows with surprising speed. Her long body threads through the same gaps until the prey turns sharply. The cobra strikes. She catches the snake, releases, then bites again as the struggling prey coils and whips across the leaves. Venom begins interfering with the nervous system. But even a successful strike does not end the danger instantly. The rat snake fights to escape. The cobra keeps contact, repositioning until the resistance weakens. Only then does she begin swallowing it head first. A large snake can keep her fed for days. It is an efficient way to survive in a forest where prey may disappear into vegetation within seconds. But hunting is only one challenge. King cobras are solitary for much of the year, and another large cobra can transform a quiet patch of forest into contested ground. During the breeding season, a male follows the chemical trail of a female. Another male may find the same trail. The confrontation is strange. The rivals rise. They press against one another, twisting upright as each attempts to force the other downward. Their hoods may spread, but the struggle is often decided by strength and leverage rather than a lethal exchange of venom. One finally collapses lower. The winner continues. For the female, breeding begins a completely different phase of survival. She will do something almost no other snake does. She builds. Using coils of her body, she gathers leaves, grasses, and forest debris into a mound. More material is pulled together, layer after layer, until a nest forms above the damp earth. Inside, she deposits her eggs. Then she remains nearby. To see how unusual this is, her own beginning must be remembered. Years earlier, she emerged from an egg with no mother waiting beside her. By the time king cobra hatchlings leave the nest, they must already face the forest independently. The young cobra was small, but fully armed. She could spread a miniature hood. She could strike. She already carried venom. None of that made her safe. Birds of prey could take young snakes from exposed ground. Monitor lizards searched through leaf litter. Larger snakes could turn a hatchling into prey. Her first defense was not attack. It was avoiding being found. She slipped beneath roots, entered narrow cover, and remained hidden when movement passed overhead. Hunting had to be learned through attempts. A small snake moved through the litter. The young cobra followed too quickly. The prey vanished. Later, another trail appeared. This time she approached more slowly. Her tongue gathered chemical traces. Her head followed the direction of the scent. The target turned. The cobra struck and missed. The snake escaped again. Failure cost energy, but every unsuccessful attempt refined the same sequence she would use as an adult: detect, follow, close the gap, strike, reposition. As she grew, so did the prey she could overpower. Small snakes became larger ones. The frightened hatchling capable of disappearing beneath a root eventually became a predator, able to move through the same forest, with few animals willing to approach her directly. Yet adulthood never removed risk. A king cobra can exceed the height of a person when enough of its front body is raised, but that display is not an invitation to fight. It is a warning. Avoiding unnecessary injury matters even for an animal carrying powerful venom. And now, years later, the female protecting the mound depends on that warning. The monitor approaches again. Its body is built differently from hers. Heavy claws can tear through vegetation that she spent days arranging. Thick scales offer more protection than the body of an ordinary snake. The female rises higher. The monitor changes direction. She follows. It moves around one side of the mound. She cuts across the front. For several seconds, neither animal commits. Then the lizard rushes toward the nest. The cobra launches. Her strike forces it sideways, but the monitor wheels around and swipes through the leaves. She pulls back just beyond the claws. The distance opens. The monitor advances again. Now the female does not retreat with it. She raises the front of her body, hood wide, facing the intruder almost at eye level. Another lunge. The monitor recoils. The cobra follows several body lengths before stopping. The lizard hesitates at the edge of the clearing. Then it turns into the vegetation. For now, the mound remains intact. But guarding it cannot last forever. The female has eaten little while remaining near the nest. Every day spent here consumes reserves she will eventually need for herself. And the hatchlings inside are approaching the moment when protection must end. Before they emerge, the female leaves. There will be no lessons, no guided first hunt, no parent waiting when the shell begins to split. One hatchling pushes its head through, then another. Small bodies slide into the leaf litter, carrying the same hood, the same instincts, and the same dangerous equipment that once belonged to their mother at this size. Their survival begins immediately. One disappears beneath fallen bark. Another freezes as a shadow passes above. A third follows the chemical trail of something moving through the leaves. Soon, it will make its first attempt. Most of the forest will never see the enormous cobra it could become. But somewhere beyond the nest, the adult female is moving again. Her tongue flicks. A snake has crossed the trail ahead. She turns toward it and disappears into the forest. Behind her, the next generation begins following trails of its own.